Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Hey guys, Professor Giovanni meets Presbury here, back with another episode of Hey Professor, the show where we talk about everything you wanted to know about the allied health, health administration, and health information management field. I'm your Professor Giovanni Mitch Presbury, and this episode is another episode of Students Ask. So like I said, the last episode I did about the culture of organizations and how that can really impact your working. One of the students reached out to me and asked me, said, hey Professor, I have a scenario ahead of me where I have the opportunity to be a supervisor at one of two organizations, and one is salary and one is hourly. Which one do you recommend going with? So here's my answer, right? It really depends. It depends on what you want. It depends on your overall expectation and what the organization's expectation is as well. When you are salary, you make a set amount a year. That can be high, that can be low. All that really means is that no matter how long you're there, no matter how long you're working, whether you're working overnight, whether you're working in the morning, whether you're working, double, triple time, whatever, whether you're working on the weekend like usual, working on the weekend like usual. Anyway, the point is, whether you're doing any of that, right, you're still going to get paid that same amount. When you're hourly, you get paid for every hour that you work, obviously, so that's different. And that opens up the possibility of things like overtime, time and a half, those types of things that you really just don't get as a salaried employee. So again, you might want to take that into consideration, right? And you can't really ever ask, like there's no proper situation in which you would ask a prospective employer, hey, is there going to be any situation in which I'm going to be doing 12 hours, things like that, because the truth is, if you ask that, they're going to look at you funny, because the truth is, in leadership, you are expected to do more. You're expected to go above and beyond, no matter what, And even though a lot of times it's about the money, you don't want to make it seem like it's about the money, you know what I mean? So like, I'm the kind of person where I literally never stop working. I mean, I'm working right now, right? This is a form of work, and I have other work I got to do after this, right? So working, and that's fine. But if that's not fine with you, you may want to be hourly, because then that way, when you're done working, then you are considered off the clock. But I'm gonna tell you the truth, there's a lot of places, and I've worked at some of them, where even if you were hourly and you're off the clock, depending on your level, somebody is gonna say to you that they kind of expect you to kind of go along with it anyway. There's a kind of unspoken rule where they are going to expect you to make those sacrifices, especially of your time, based on your position. And some people may not be cool with that, but that really depends on the powers that be, on the people that are in charge. So sometimes, you may have a director or a VP that even if you're hourly, if you're not getting paid, they expect you to pick up your laptop and work, or answer your phone and work, because that's the position, and that's what the expectation is. That's what it really matters. And that's what the expectation is. Like I said, I've been salaried a lot recently. I've been salaried, and I like it because there are benefits to salary too, right? One of the benefits to salary is this: no matter what, if you step foot in that door, you step foot in that organization, you start working at all, you're getting paid. You understand what I'm saying? I've had situations where I worked, let's say I was working 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, right? I'm working 8 to 4, and, I leave at 12. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking an early day. I'm leaving at 12. And depending on your organization, I'm going to tell you again, that's why it really matters what the flow of your organization is. That might be a benefit. That might be a perk that's for somebody at the director level, at the manager level, the supervisor level, not usually supervisor, kind of starting at kind of director. You can kind of come and go as you please. But that's something you might want to consider. If you want to be able to just be like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's a Friday and I just feel like leaving early. Guess what? I'm going to leave early. But I'm going to get paid for the whole day. You know why? Because I stepped foot in that organization. So that's something to really take into consideration for yourself. Again, with salary though, much more with salaried, I would say, than with hourly. There is the expectation that you're going to be doing your work no matter what, even if you're not getting paid. Sometimes, even if you're sick, you're going to be expected to kind of roll out of bed and do that work because of the weight of the position that you have. I would also go on to say that, you know, if it's really like a financial thing, honestly, I would kind of go with the salaried. I feel like salaried positions hold more respect, and honestly, the higher you go, the less hourly positions there are going to be. You may find a supervisor position that's hourly. It's not likely to find a manager position, and is even far less likely to find a hourly director level position. So I would kind of go with the salary, just because it has the added benefit of, well, I can kind of just get up and go whenever I want. Again, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really mind working. So, you know, all things considered, you know, you guys asked me, or you asked me, hey, professor, you know, if these things were equal, salaried versus hourly, I would take salary. And that's my final answer. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Hey Professor, Students Ask. So I hope that was useful information for you. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.